Welcome to The Next Level. I'm Katie Holmes. Today I have 3 athletes here today involving 2 sports that I have not had the pleasure of highlighting yet. 2 swim athletes from Annapolis High School and a state champion wrestler from Old Mill High School. I have said it before on this show that it's never too late to get involved in sports in high school. Last year I had an athlete who started wrestling in high school and soared at it. And this episode, one of my guests started swimming in high school also. My first 2 guests are swimmers. One of them started at an early age, and one of them just started swimming. We will hear their personal story of playing sports in high school. My first 2 guests are from Annapolis High School and are currently getting ready for our Swim County Championship on February 2nd, which will be live streamed on AACPS TV. Please welcome Lauren Goulet and Nathan Pierce. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing your personal story of playing sports in high school.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Let's start with you, Nathan, because you got involved in swimming as a sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
How did that happen for you?
So, until this point in my life, I kind of played video games all day, every day. Didn't have any good grades at all in school. And then I saw the Olympics on the TV during the summer, and I got kind of interested in swimming. And then a bit after sophomore year started, a month into the school year, I decided to start swimming. And then I ended up getting scattered out for my club team I'm on now. And then I joined the club team and moved up a few groups on the team.
It's never too late to start something that interests you, right?
Yeah.
Right. What about you, Lauren?
So I started swimming when I was about 7 probably for summer swim team. I'd done a bunch of other sports along with that, but I kind of just ended up sticking with swimming because I enjoyed it the most, mostly just the personal competition as opposed to team, because you are with a team and you do have that team, but it's more individual and pushing yourself to be who you can be.
What events do you swim, Nathan?
I do the 50 fly, 100 fly, 100 freestyle, and 50 freestyle.
Which one's your favorite?
50 fly, by far.
By far, because you're good at it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lauren said you were excellent at it.
I'm all right.
I know. She's like, no, he's more than all right. What's your favorite event?
My favorite event is probably either 50 free or 100 free, even though some meets it's obviously not my favorite, but overall if I had to pick, I would stick with swimming those 2 events.
How would your teammates describe the both of you?
I don't know too well because I'm not my teammates, but...
Well, you guys are teammates, so how would you describe him as a teammate?
I would probably describe him as extremely hardworking because he does a lot of stuff outside of the pool.
Oh.
Funny and definitely determined to do what he wants to do and achieve what he wants in swimming.
There you go. How would you describe Lauren?
She's always there at practice, and she always leads the team. She's kind of like a group leader.
Okay. What are some of your most treasured moments of playing sports in high school?
Probably when I broke 50 and 100-yard freestyle, because I was at a 52 mid. So I just out of nowhere I just dropped a bunch of time. I wasn't expecting it. I was hoping for a 51.
Did you get a good night's sleep that night?
Nah.
Did you have a special breakfast? It just came out of nowhere?
I don't know. I just went to the gym after that to celebrate.
That's right. You said you do like to lift.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot. What about you?
My favorite moment is probably last year. I broke a team relay record with 3 other girls. 2 of them have graduated now, but we had been going for that record for probably every single meet, and we broke it. I'm pretty sure the last chance possible, we broke that meet, and we broke our record.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's the best advice that your coach gives you before a meet?
Do your best.
I mean, yeah, it would probably be do your best and you go out there and you do what you can perform because, I mean, with us competing every week, you're not always going to drop time. So you do your best with what you can for that meet.
That's right. So both of you are going on to play at the college level. We'll start with you, Lauren. Where are you committed to going next year?
I've committed to swim at St. Mary's College of Maryland.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did you choose that college?
We have
why, I should say. Why did you choose that college?
So I'd been swimming down there. We have a bunch of meets down there occasionally throughout the year, and I kind of loved the campus, and then I went on a college tour for it, and I just fell in love even more and touring other colleges. they didn't live up to it, and
There you
they have a really good environmental science program. They have a really good psychology program, and after talking with the coach, it was very like a very team building, like a very familial team, and I thoroughly enjoyed that part.
Good. And what will you major in?
I'll be majoring in psychology and minoring in environmental science.
Perfect.
Yep.
What about you, Nathan?
I'm going to York College of Pennsylvania. I committed there a few months ago, or maybe it was 1 month ago. I don't remember too well. But the coach reached out to me via email, and he told me he was interested in me like swimming for his team because he saw potential in me. And then I went on like a college tour, and I met the team. The team was like very like friendly and hardworking compared to other colleges I've been to. So I decided to go with that college.
What will you major in?
Business.
Business. Okay. What will you miss most about high school?
Definitely the friends that I have at high school.
Your friends?
Yeah, I'd probably miss the friends and just like the community and the teachers. I feel like I'll miss all of that and like the bond that we all have.
Both of you have very high GPAs. We were talking, and I know you said 4.1.
Yeah, around there.
Around there.
I don't keep track of my grades that much, to be honest.
You have a 4.5.
Yep.
How do you manage playing sports and keeping your grades up?
It's probably like it's a huge time management thing, and like I've kind of perfected it over the years, but it took a really long time. Like,
tell us how, so that when other athletes watch the show, you can help them.
I kind of just like I write everything down that I have to do from what's most important, when it's due, and like how pressing the due date is, and then I get that done first. I normally do it during like any free time that I have during classes, and then I'll go and practice, and then I make sure to save just a little bit of energy to finish whatever homework I assigned myself for that night to do.
Good advice. Nathan?
I'm not the best when it comes to this, in all honesty, but
you're making it, so how are you making it work?
So I'm the type of person that focuses a lot more on athletics than academics.
Okay.
But I've found if I do everything I can possibly do inside of school, and then I just sleep the rest of the time when I'm at like home.
Nathan, we said we weren't going to say that.
No,
just kidding. Go ahead.
Home.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm at home, I use that time for rest, and then if I don't get my schoolwork done in school, to be honest, kind of just like wait till the next day of school before I work on it.
You also get up early, you told me, to lift.
Yeah, and swim sometimes.
And swim. So that's really important to you. Lifting, swimming.
Yeah, sometimes I'll get up at like 4.
Yeah, that's what you said. I was like, wow, 4.
Especially since I had to drive all the way up to Annapolis from like 7.
Okay.
And I had to pick up my friends, and then we got to go to the gym. And then sometimes we swim after that.
Nice. Nice, busy, long day. Who are your biggest supporters?
Definitely my parents.
Why?
Ever since I started swimming, they've driven me up and back and forth all over the place every day, like 2 times a day.
Yes.
And then sometimes they had to wait up here in Annapolis for several hours waiting to pick me up again.
So I'll give you an opportunity to thank them on air.
Thank you.
What about you, Lauren?
Probably definitely my parents and my coaches. My coaches have pushed me the best like that I can be, but my parents, I mean, like Nate said, they'll drive me before I could drive myself where I needed to go, but they'll always go to my meets. They're always telling me, like, even if you didn't get the time you wanted, like, it's still going to be okay. Like, we're not going to be disappointed in you. Like, you're doing really well. Yeah, and thank you for that.
Yeah, say thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you both for being here today. We wish you the best at the next level, and I wish you the best at the county championship that's next week, and then regionals also. Yep. So good luck to you. And actually, I'll be there, and it will be live streamed on AACPS TV. So I want to put that out there to our viewers to definitely tune in and watch you guys, and good luck.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
We will be right back with my very first wrestler on the show who has multiple offers on the table. He is also the Baltimore Sun Athlete of the Week this week, which is a huge honor, ranked number 3 in the state for wrestling. He will join us right after this short break.
Do you know the impact of social media on student athletes? This is what you should not do.
Number 1 shouldn't even be starting. They didn't even show up to practice.
Yeah, they cost us the game.
If Coach put someone better in, then we actually would have had a chance.
This is what you should do.
You played great today. It was such a fun and intense game.
So did you. I can't wait for the next one.
It's important to remember that everything you say on social media has the ability to spread across different platforms. You should always think before you post.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Bedell, and I am proud to be the superintendent of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, a district of 85,000 students and 14,000 dedicated employees. We are on our way to being the best school system in Maryland, and we could use your help to get there. Consider one of these many careers with us. So what are you waiting for? Apply today and help students like these be
AACPS awesome!
Hey, how's your race?
I dropped the baton.
It's okay, mistakes happen.
Yeah, but what they said about me.
What'd they say?
How did she drop the baton?
That was awful.
What are you doing?
That was so bad.
That's really mean, man. I'm sorry. It'll be better next time.
Yeah.
This is how we'd like our spectators to act.
She got it next time. She got it next time.
It's okay, it's okay. You gotta keep going.
Be a spectacular spectator.
We are back, and I have senior Rasheed RJ Duncan from Old Mill High School. Welcome, RJ. Thank you for being here today and joining me on the show. I'm happy you're here. I know you have some very tough decisions to make, and we'll get into that. But I first want to talk to you about playing sports in high school. You go to Old Mill, you're a senior, you're a multi-sport athlete. So let's talk about the sports you play in high school.
So first off, thank you for having me. And sports in high school have been great. I'm a wrestler, track and field.
You're a state champion wrestler.
A state champ wrestler. I'm 2-year varsity captain for wrestling, and then I played 3 years of varsity for football.
Mm-hmm.
Sports in high school has been great to me. It's been a great experience. Wouldn't change it for the world.
So let's start with football. Tell me about the positions that you play.
I play defensive end, defensive tackle, left guard, and left tackle.
Which one's your favorite?
Defensive tackle, because just the coach I had, he's been great, and he's always taught me like new ways, and he's always been there for me.
And you're a great football player, so I want to mention that. And then you also wrestle, which you're a state champion. Last year, your junior year. Tell me about wrestling.
Wrestling has been, I've been wrestling for 12 years. So wrestling's been great. I've dreamed of wrestling in high school. So when I won states last year, it was a dream come true. My coaches have always been in my corner. They've got on me when I won and picked me up when I lost.
Is there a match that you can talk to me about that's just like, was like no other match?
I would say between two matches, my state finals match and my county finals match. But I'll talk about my state final. State finals didn't feel real. I was tired at one point and I was energized at one point. It didn't feel like I was in that position to win states. But
and when you won?
It was loud, exciting. I wanted to cry, but then realized there might be cameras. But it was an amazing feeling.
And now, as a senior, you have the opportunity to break a school record. You would be the first heavyweight wrestler at Old Mill to win 2 state champions if you win this year. Do you feel pressure? Do you feel excitement? How do you feel?
I feel pressure because my coach came to me at the beginning of the year and told me, when you wrestle somebody, they're always going to be trying to gun after you because you're the returning state champ. And I was like, yeah, it's pressure, but then at the same time, it's excitement to be able to break barriers.
Right. So I was at the mat. This year, Old Mill did something phenomenal. They had their first ever outdoor wrestling match underneath the lights in the stadium. And I was there that night. I know I did see you that night. You guys played against Annapolis, and Annapolis didn't have somebody at that weight class. Tell me about that.
It was a great feeling. I was bummed out when I
Yeah.
didn't get to wrestle, but my team went out there and put out a show.
They did.
And it was a great night. Broke history.
History. I mean, it was on the news. It was like a big deal. I did see you go out on the mat. So you did get to actually go out there on the mat. You know, they did raise your hand and gave you that win, but it wasn't, you know.
I wish I got to wrestle, but it was a great feeling knowing the team won.
Yeah.
And I was a part of something that big.
It was. And I actually saw you out there supporting everybody that came out. So how would your teammates describe you if I were to ask them?
I would like to say if you were to describe me, my teammates would say I'm hardworking and that I definitely push the limits. Like, I'm more about just making everybody around me better, to make the team better and just make aspect of the sport better.
Well, I was able to ask your coaches how they would describe you, and I want to share it with you. Coach Grimm says, RJ is a remarkable young man. As great as he is a football player and wrestler, he is even a better person. Such a kind-hearted young man who cares about people. Extremely hardworking and never takes anything for granted. Watching him dominate on the field and mat is awesome. You love seeing great people be successful. He deserves everything he gets and then some. He is so respected by teachers, administration, and his peers. Coach Dyke is another person that's been a big part of your life. He doesn't coach at Old Mill, but he does coach in the county. He said this about you. He is a great young man, has a strong support system, extremely athletic, an endless motor, still continuing to get better, and he accepts all challenges head on, puts in the work. He's very coachable. That's huge.
That's huge. Especially coming from those two coaches.
Legendary, right?
Yes.
What important lessons has playing sports in high school taught you?
Playing sports in high school has taught me that no matter the injuries you get or the hand that you're dealt, that you can always push through. Like for me, my sophomore year, I ended off my season with a dislocated hip.
Ooh.
For wrestling, and I thought I was never gonna be able to wrestle or walk again. And then
wow.
Came back my junior year, had a great year, and it's like I've been pushing, just working hard.
What advice do you have for other athletes, say maybe an incoming 9th grader or 10th grader that says, hey, I want to try wrestling or I want to try sports? And what advice do you have to give them as far as managing your time, keeping your grades up, going to practice? I mean, you've had a lot of experience. You're a multi-sport athlete. What advice do you have?
I would say my advice to you is I'm a big Christian, so I kept God number one, and then academics are so important in high school. So definitely stay in the books.
Stay in the books.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. And then for practice, it's great. Give it your all. Like practice like you're about to play in a game, and definitely have fun.
Definitely have fun. Would high school have been different if you didn't play a sport?
I think so, but I think me as a person would still carry out the same. Like, I think I would still have the same support system.
But having that brotherhood with your teammates and the impact that the coaches have had on you has to be something that you'll carry on throughout your life, right?
Some of the coaches that I have right now, I've talked to forever now. I think that's the one thing that I would never change about high school, the connections that I have.
Those connections. So you are not fully committed. One of the reasons that I asked you to be on the show was because I feel like what you're going through right now, a lot of our athletes go through that. So I wanted you and I to kind of share that with all of the viewers, that you're not fully committed. You have multiple offers, and you had a really hard choice because you love wrestling, you're a state champ, you're obviously phenomenal at that sport, but you also love football, right? Usually when you go on to college, you've got to pick a sport. How do you pick a sport when you're good at both? You're so good at both. How do you pick a sport?
And that's been the hardest decision of my life. I think for me, it's really choosing what school best fits you academically and what school fits you like as a person. Like if I go to a school and I were to not play a sport after a few years, would I still like this school? Like academically, am I still gonna be on pace to do what I want to do in life?
What do you want to do in life?
I want to become a doctor.
Really?
Physical therapist.
Okay. You'd be great at that. I could see it. Like, so have you decided which sport you're going to play in college?
So I'm leaning more towards football now. I love wrestling, but academically, the schools that have talked to me for football, it would be a better fit for me.
Why?
Because the connections that I have and just knowing the support system that I'll have with football and how coaches are with grades with football is going to help me push me to my goals in life.
Do you think you will base your decision on the coach? Or the school? I mean, I know you did tell me that you've interacted with a lot of college coaches, and some of them have just been so meaningful to you that it's hard that you said you didn't want to say no to them, or, so when you do finally make your final decision, number one, you have to come back on the show and share it with everybody. You are waiting till May because that's your signing day at Old Mill,
yes.
And I totally respect that. But when you do make your decision, what will be the, say, top 3 deciding factors for you?
I'll say one is, does it have my major? And then the second deciding factor is, what's the community like outside of the school? Like, will I have a big support system? And 3, that's a good one.
Is it going to be location, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'll say location because I love...
So your mom and dad can get there, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Who are your biggest supporters?
I'll have to say my mom. My mom's been pushing it throughout high school to make sure she's been showing up to everything. And she's just been on my back, just making sure I stayed like the same humble kid that I've been my whole life.
You want to thank her?
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom.
One last question. Do you have any sports idols?
I do.
Okay.
I'll say one for wrestling and one for football. For football,
okay.
Sports idol, Bobby Wagner.
Okay.
My favorite player, it's between him and Percy Harvin. They are my 2 favorite players of all time. And they both played for my favorite team, the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, when we first met, I was like, are you a Ravens fan? You're like, no. I was like, man. And then what about your other sports idol for wrestling?
For wrestling, my favorite, after meeting him in person, he's a great person, Kenny Monday.
Okay.
He's so inspirational. Me and my mom fantasize about this every day because we saw him when I first met him. He was signing his shoe that he personally has from Rudis. We fantasize about it all the time, about how cool that is.
Yeah. You might have a shoe of your own one day.
Hopefully.
You never know. Thank you so much for being here, telling me about your personal story. Good luck making this decision. I know it's not easy. It's a process. You have a great support system with your family, your coaches. I know a lot of people love you. So good luck. I will update the viewers in May when you do make that final decision. But I'd love to have you back if you'll come back.
Definitely want to be back.
Okay, I'll have you back. Thank you to the 3 athletes for coming on the show and sharing your personal story. I truly believe that what you share with the audience has an impact on other athletes. What a privilege it is to sit and talk with you about playing sports and sharing your personal story with me. We wish you the very best at the next level. I like to close every show with a quote from an inspiring athlete. Never give up. Chase after your dreams. Each and every day presents its own different challenges for all of us. Wake up and start the fight all over again, said the great Tiger Woods. Thank you for joining us on The Next Level. I hope you will continue to watch the show this season as we highlight seniors each month. I am Katie Holmes. Thank you for watching.
Just returned from a deployment to Iraq for the last year, so I'm here to surprise my kids, Mallory and Jonathan Davis. February 7th, 2023 is the last time I saw them, so it's been close to a year now. Kids are recounting. They have a countdown timer on the counter, so they think I still have 62 more days left. I'm glad that we were able to pull that off and then not even have a clue that we were coming here, so it was a great surprise.
It was very hard to keep a secret because the kids have had a hard year. This is a good day for us, but there's so many families that are still separated, so many families that are still staring down the barrel of a long deployment. So great day for us, but we're 100% keeping those families very close to our hearts.
I think it's important for our community to remember that your future job force is coming through science classes in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. So if you want a wide net for internships and future careers, these kids are coming through science. They need 3 credits at the high school level. So we have a chance to get them engaged with you while they're here with us in science. And by them, I mean every single student who's going to graduate from Anne Arundel County Public Schools. At the secondary level, we do a Science and Engineering Expo. Notice I said science and engineering. There's a lot of computational thinking, things like that people don't necessarily recognize. We do that every midwinter. So this year, February 24th, we will be at Southern High School with our students.
Let's not forget about our Elementary Science Expo. On April 27th, elementary students from all over the county will gather at Marley Middle School to display their outstanding projects. It's a morning filled with energy and excitement. Students have the opportunity to be interviewed by judges and win awards for their outstanding work.
By choosing nutritious foods, you provide your body with the necessary fuel to thrive both mentally and physically. A well-balanced diet, including fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, enhances your cognitive function. It boosts your immune system, helping you to ward off illnesses and stay in top shape. Healthy eating promotes positive body image, self-confidence, and long-term wellness.